With the release of Frozen 2, we now have 9 movies in the Disney revival age. Now, okay, people say 10 because of the Winnie the Pooh, but Disney does not count that as their revival age. I'm not going to count that as their revival age. So, we got 9 movies to rank here, so let's go. Just one quick thing before I do get started. If you're a fan of Disney movies, I've got a lot of Disney, I got a few Disney anime movies, some Pixar and some live action movie reviews. If you want to see all that, click subscribe. As well, I got rankings of Disney, just like this, the Revival Age, I've got the Renaissance, and I think the Silver Age done. So if you like all that kind of stuff, do click subscribe. But anyways, let's get started with number 9. Coming out number 9, I've got Wreck-It Ralph 2, or Ralph Wrecks the Internet. I was never mad on this movie. I left it kind of disappointed. There was elements of this movie I really enjoyed. The reason I wanted to buy it, I couldn't wait until the slipcover came out. I bought the steelbook not only because I got it very cheap. I thought the steelbook itself was kind of cool, but I wanted to watch the whole Oh My Disney scene again. I wanted to see if I can get any other Easter eggs out of it. I thought that was probably the best part about this movie. I thought the relationship between Ralph and Vanellope was good, but it wasn't as good as it was in the first. I didn't really like the whole slaughter race element to this movie. I wasn't really a major fan of this. As well as eBay, I found that whole element of why the story was happening. I kind of thought it to be a bit really, this is the best you could think of. I didn't really think, especially with the Emoji movie coming out the year before, I felt like this was better than that, but it still wasn't a massive improvement on the whole social media. I feel like they had all these apps and all this window stuff, you see Twitter and everything, and I felt they just had it there just to have it like a wink and a nod. I think this movie won't be very timely. You've got a lot of the other Disney, Snow White from 1933, I think it is. That was an extremely timely movie, that movie is timeless. Where I think this movie could be out of date in 15 years, which I just think. From looking back at even looking at my pile here now, all the movies I have, including Wreck-It Ralph, the first one, is an incredibly timeless story. I just think Wreck-It Ralph 2, it kind of fell flat. It's not really as good as the first. It's nowhere near as good as the first. I thought the first was incredible. I found this movie to be very disappointing, especially how the story starts. The middle is okay, but the ending I wasn't very fond of. And coming in at number 8, I've got Moana. When it comes to Moana, I think it's a great movie. I think the songs are, it's one of the Disney movies that every song is good. You get the occasional Disney movie where some of the songs just aren't as good, but I feel like this is one that every single song in this movie is absolutely phenomenal, and everyone is just a huge breaking song. How Far I'll Go, I am pretty sure that's the name of it, but Moana song is by far the best one in this movie, and it's one of the best ones in the Disney revival age overall, because it's a phenomenal song. So we've got The Rock as a Maui. I'm a very big fan of Maui. He's by far the best part about this movie. I find he's so funny, and because I hear The Rock, I think his song You're Welcome, it's good, but it kind of falls flat because The Rock, he cannot sing. I never thought could he sing, but I actually hear him, he can't really sing, but he does do a great job. The story itself I enjoy, but it's just not one I ever really tend to want to watch again. I watched it, I think I've seen it twice, and I don't really have any ambition to really go back unless I actually need to watch it or just have nothing else on. I think it's good. I'm just not a massive fan of it. But for what it is, it's a good movie. We're getting a sequel, which as I said, these movies have, in my Frozen review, these movies are all kind of setting up sequels. I always expected to get a sequel from this one, just when I heard we got a Wreck-It Ralph sequel, as well as a Frozen sequel. I was expecting we get one of these. I will see it, but I'm just not overly excited for it. And coming in at number 7, I've got Zootropolis, or Zootopia, whatever you want to call it. I enjoy this movie. I've seen it, I think I watched it once in cinema, and then I watched it about a week or two ago in preparation for this movie, or this review ranking, because I haven't seen it in so long, and I enjoyed it a lot more the second time. I enjoyed it a lot more than I actually remember enjoying it. I thought the actual two main characters of Judy Hopps, and I can't remember the fox's name, but Jason Bateman plays him. Jason Bateman, he's just great in this movie. I don't know the actress's name, but she also plays Snow White in Once Upon a Time. Never liked her in Once Upon a Time. I actually enjoy her in this. She's so optimistic, and it's annoying. You understand why Jason Bateman's character is getting annoying, but it's also, okay, she's a rabbit, she's gonna be like that. But I thought the story was good. The twist villain, I think, is probably the weakest twist villain in the entirety of the revival age, actually, no, it's not the weakest. I'll get onto who the weakest is later on. But I thought the twist villain I did really like. But as well, we got J.K. Simmons in this movie playing a lion, which was great. A lot of the voice cast in this movie is really good. Voice cast that you'd never actually think would do a Disney animated movie, let alone an animated movie at all. I was just so surprised with this movie. I wasn't really expecting much from it, especially because our last kind of animals who play human characters were Chicken Little, and that was terrible. I wasn't really expecting much from it. As well, the music, I think it's Try Everything Shakira plays. It's a great song. It's actually I've listened to that like on a regular basis lately. Ever since seeing this movie, I tend to put that song on a lot, and it's a brilliant song. I that's probably one of the best songs that like you get like who it's not our characters breaking out in songs. It's one that they get like some famous singer in to do a song. Like we've got in Tarzan and Brother Bear, we had Phil Collins. I think this is probably one of the best ones where a character is not a character, an actual singer comes in and does a song for a Disney movie. I think this is probably one of the best ones we've gotten. And coming in at number 6, I've got Princess and the Frog. My girlfriend's gonna be very annoyed how high this is in the list, but I really enjoyed this movie. Because I hadn't seen this for years. I watched this probably about a year ago for the first time, and I loved it. I was not expecting much from it, but I actually very, very much enjoyed this movie. I thought the story was good. I thought Tiana, I'm pretty sure that's her name, but our actual princess was very good in this movie, as well as the frog. I don't know his name. I'm not even gonna try to say it. He's unique for a prince because we've never actually got like a real obnoxious prince like this before. But he's a really good character as well. We got all our characters like our sidekicks, like the crocodile. We've got the firefly. Both incredible characters, especially the firefly. What happens to him throughout this movie? I was not expecting it whatsoever. I was just like, I know we got stuff in prior Disney movies that would kind of like wouldn't be as shocking, but to see what happened to him, didn't expect it. I was not expecting how is the movie ended for him. I did not expect it to be like that at all. But as well, our villain is so creepy. We hadn't got a villain like this. Like we haven't really got a villain like this since the Renaissance, and at that early Renaissance, I think we hadn't got a villain on this same kind of caliber since probably the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I thought his villain song was incredibly catchy. Like I was actually listening to it the other day. I don't even know why. It just clicked into my head, and I just wanted to listen to it. And I was listening to it, and it just gets you really hyped, and you feel like when it goes bum 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 bum, you just want to get up with it, and I just was not expecting that villain song as well. Majority of the songs are great. Like Almost There is probably one of the best. Like it's another one of the best from the Disney revival age. When this movie as well, it's our last 2D animated movie, which I wish Disney would go back to because I think 2D is a lot better than 3D. I think Pixar should be leaving with their 3D because they're the masters of 3D. But I'd love to see Disney go back to doing 2D animation because I just think it's beautiful. Because watching this movie, I just could not get over how beautiful the animation was, especially going from like all the movies we watch now. Like right after this, it was Tangled. Now Tangled is stunning, but I just prefer the 2D element of animation than the 3D because not only is the animation, it's a lot harder to do 2D animation. That's why they kind of moved towards 3D. I just think 2D looks stunning. Like if you look at Lilo and Stitch with the color, they use watercolors. The background is stunning. You'd never get something as beautiful as that in 3D. That's why I wish Disney would go back to doing 2D. I'm very disappointed that Princess and the Frog was the last one. I'm glad they actually went back into Princess and the Frog 2D. Rather than making it a 3D movie, making this the last 2D animation movie, I thought it was a good move to go out on a high rather than just kind of failing. I can't remember what the last other one was, but it was during the post-Renaissance, so I can't imagine it was that good. And coming in at number 5, I've got Frozen 2. You've seen my review, you know my thoughts, but I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it more than the other ones on this list just because I think I've gone attached to these characters. I thought this was a much better sequel than like we got The Rescuers Down Under as well as Wreck-It Ralph 2. I think this is a much better sequel by like a lot. This is an incredible sequel. It's a sequel I knew we were gonna get. I'm glad I didn't think they'd take it the way we thought they'd take it. I thought we would be expanding a bit more into say about the parents. They did that a bit, but I thought we would have got a lot more, which I think they could go into in a third movie, which I think we'll get. I hope they'll get a third movie. I just thought this second movie was a great follow up, a great sequel. A movie I'm very much anticipating to rewatch again. The songs I don't think any of them are. I think there's a few that are better. Like I think there's Into the Unknown, and I'm gonna check it right now. It's called Show Yourself. Those two songs are phenomenal songs, and they're better than say. I wouldn't say Can You Build a Snowman, but it's better than Love Is an Open Door. It's better than For the First Time in Forever. So you got Let It Go, you got Can You Build a Snowman. They're two of the best Frozen songs. And you got Into the Unknown and Show Yourself, two other phenomenal songs from Frozen 2. So those songs are on the same level. Well, they're just a little bit below Can You Build a Snowman, but they're very close to Can You Build a Snowman. This shows how good those songs were. So I thought the animation was great, the songs are great, the story was great, and I would love a third one. And coming in at number 4, I've got Big Hero 6. Now, the Big Hero 6 is just like Zootropolis for me, where I seen it in cinema and I hadn't seen it in so long. But I think probably back this time last year, maybe, I was sick. And when I get sick or sad, my best thing to do is I just want to watch Disney movies. So I remember sitting in bed for 2 days and I was just watching Disney movies. And I just thought to myself, I haven't watched Big Hero 6 in a while, so I put it on and I adored this movie. I thought the animation was great. I loved all the characters. I thought when, I can't remember the guy's brother, like our main character here, when his brother died, it was so sad. I forgot how sad it was. The villain, like as I said before, when I said that I thought Zootropolis' twist villain was the worst, this is actually the worst twist villain. I don't like this villain. I don't like his motivation. I don't like anything about this villain whatsoever. I'd love a sequel. I think this is a perfect franchise that could be moving on with. We could, like, what was it now? 2014. This is 5 years since this movie. We could have had a sequel out by now. This is one just like The Incredibles, where I think this is one we could get a sequel, and we could get a sequel almost every next couple of years. Where I think if they could do a sequel every couple of years, and I would not mind. I think there's an animated TV show which I haven't seen. I'm probably not going to watch it, but I just love another movie because I thought this movie was great. I loved all the characters, especially all our characters who like form into the Big Hero 6 are great. And Baymax, I love Baymax. Who doesn't love Baymax when he gives his knuckle touch? And coming in at number 3, I got Tangled. If I thought having Princess and the Frog at number 6 was going to annoy my girlfriend, having Tangled at number 3 I think is going to annoy her even more, because she adores this movie, and I understand why. The relationship in this movie is absolutely great. You see it developing with Flynn Rider as well as Rapunzel. I think it's a great relationship that's forming. As well, I love Pascal. I think he's such a great, like, he's one of the best like animals, sidekicks that our princesses actually have. Some of them don't. Like, you get Cinderella's probably one of the biggest one to have all the animal sidekicks, but none of them, you got Gus and all them, but none of them are as good as Pascal. I just think Pascal is great throughout this movie as well. I can't remember the horse's name, but the horse is incredibly funny, and a lot of the comedy actually comes from the horse as well as Pascal. A lot of it comes from our non-talking animals. But as well, our villain of Mother Gothel is she's a horrible person. She's a genuinely bad villain. Not a bad villain as in she's not a good villain, but she's a bad villain as in she's a horrible person. Like, she literally steals a baby from her family. Well, I'm assuming it kind of sets up like it's very close to when she's born. She steals a baby then just so she could be young forever, which is a horrible thing to do. She stole a kid from her family just because of that. And even the way she tricks her into staying inside all year, all day, every day, just because she doesn't want her to go outside and then get lost, or even maybe people realise who she is. It's absolutely horrible shit. As well, the songs in this movie are it's okay. I can't even say it. Every song in all these movies are great. Like I See the Light, a phenomenal song, as well as I Have a Dream. All these songs are just great and incredibly catchy. Like that's what they've got. One of the best things about the Disney Revival Age. All the songs are incredibly catchy. As well as this is the first one in the Disney Revival Age. As well, it's Disney's 50th animated classic. And the animation was incredibly good. A lot of it, especially that scene at the very end when the lanterns, it's absolutely beautiful. I can't get, like, I was watching the I See the Light actual video where the whole scene, the music video, so all the scenes literally been taken from the movie with the song, and when they're lifting up the lanterns, it is absolutely stunning, and I can't get over how beautiful the animation is in this movie. And coming in at number 2, my runner-up is Wreck-It Ralph. I'm a very big fan of Wreck-It Ralph. I do go back and forth all the time which two I like more, my number 1 or my number 2, which is Wreck-It Ralph. I just love the actual relationship between Ralph and Vanellope. I think John C. Reilly does a great job of voicing Ralph. I don't think anyone can ever actually do it, because when I hear his voice, I immediately go to Ralph now, which is probably one of the best things, a compliment you give to someone for an actual voice actor, is that when you hear their voice, you go to their animated character, which I just like. I've seen John C. Reilly in loads of things, but my mind immediately goes to Ralph. So I just think that's probably the best compliment you can give someone doing an animated movie. As well, this is probably the best of the twist film. I think we got 4 or 5 movies in the Disney Revival Age where they decided to do a twist film, and this is by far the best one. Having King Candy be Turbo, I thought was phenomenal. I actually love the whole world. Like, we don't get to see a lot of the video game world, but his, like, Ralph's game isn't that interesting. I think Sugar Rush is incredible. I love Sugar Rush. I love how, like, all the little minions of, not the minions, all the soldiers, they're either like, they're Oreos, and they're literally chanting Oreo as they're going around. And you got that little apple drop who's like very sour, and he's got a real sour personality as well. I love how all the their whatever their food they are, they kind of adapt that kind of personality as well. I like the montage of when they're building Vanellope's car. As well, Vanellope is she's not. I would have thought she'd be very annoying because you think her character would be very annoying, but she never really was annoying to me. Even in the sequel, I never find Vanellope's character to be annoying, which is very good for when you got kid character because usually they can come across very annoying, especially the way she is. She's very hyper and she's very jumpy, so you think that would get annoying. But I never found her character to be annoying. So I thought this movie was great. I think Fix It Felix is such a good character, especially the way he's chasing after Ralph the entire time. I don't know the actor's name, but he also plays Kenneth in 30 Rock, and when I hear his voice, I just think of Kenneth. Like, I'm not, as I said, it's the best compliment you can give a voice actor is when you hear their voice, you go to their anime character. I don't do it for Kenneth because I think of Kenneth, but either way, I just think he did a great job of voice acting that character. And coming in first place, my number one choice for my favourite Disney Revival Age movie is Frozen. I love Frozen. I love all the songs, I love the characters as well. The animation is stunning. I love the story. I love how I keep saying I love, but I like how it's not like a relationship between a man and a woman. I love that it's just two sisters who are just, they want to be, like, Anna is just, she's sick of being alone. She wants her sister back, and Elsa's afraid of letting her sister in, so it's just, they kind of come together. I like how Elsa is portrayed as the villain throughout this movie, but she isn't the villain. We got actually Hans, who is an asshole, who is the actual villain, and it plays out, and you see like how like, you don't see it coming until that twist, which I know I didn't see that coming until that twist came at the very end, and the way he's willing to let Anna die so he could take over the kingdom, and he's planning on killing Elsa. He's an asshole. Kristoff is a great character as well as Sven. I like that joke between Olaf and when I can't remember the exact quote, but he's like, "Oh, this is Sven." He goes, "Oh, what's your name?" That's Sven too, because he said, "Who's the hairy guy?" And she thought he meant Sven the reindeer, but he actually meant Kristoff. And Kristoff is a good character. He's a lot more to do in this movie than he ever did in the sequel because he doesn't really have much to do in the sequel. But he's very welcome addition to the first movie as well. Sven is very good comic relief for the two of them, and comic relief. Best comic relief of all time, my personal opinion, is Olaf. I absolutely adore Olaf. I love him in this movie. He's even better in the sequel, which I didn't think they could do because I think he's great in this movie. And I love his dream is to just be in the sun when, of course, you can't be in the sun if you're a snowman. And I love during a song in summer, and he's singing and he goes, "Put me in summer and I'll be out." And then he looks at a puddle and he jumps over and goes, "A happy snowman." I'm like, oh, I love Olaf. Every time I hear that song, every time I see him, I just can't help but smile. So when I put my list together, I just couldn't help but put Frozen at number one. So that's my ranking of the Disney Revival Age. I know there's kind of a mixture in there, and I feel like this is going to get some people annoyed because their favourite Disney Revival Age movie is not number one. But anyways, let me know what your favourite Revival Age movie is down below. If you want, let me know your entire ranking down below. I'd be happy to read them. And if you like all this kind of stuff where I do rankings and movie reviews, click that subscribe button. Next up, I think tomorrow or the next day, I'll be doing The Mandalorian episode 3 review. I know it's late, it was due last week, but I got so busy I actually couldn't do it. So if you want to see all that kind of stuff, do click subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.